Make sure I got everything going. Let's see. I think we're ready. I think we're ready. I think we're ready. We are ready. Thank you, thank you, thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for bearing with me. Let me move these out of the way. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, we're live. Thank you for bearing with me. Okay. Little technical difficulties. All right. But okay, we're here. We're here. Little technical difficulties, but we are here. Don't want to belabor. Welcome to this Eden Life live broadcast. This is broadcast 13. Can you believe that? Broadcast 13. 13. So if you've been with me for every episode, give yourself a hand. If you're brand new, still give yourself a hand because you could be doing something else. You could be tuning in to something else, your favorite show or whatever. So, but you chose to be here. But even if you're watching the replay, still, give yourself a hand. I really appreciate it. So we're gonna get started. We want to make sure that first of all, we create sacred space. If you are new, then I want you to, if you see me, going over here and back or over here, then I'm actually on my phone on one of my Facebook pages as well as on my laptop. And so I know this laptop sometimes drags, so I have another laptop coming. Okay, so I want to make this as much as a smooth process as possible. Okay, so we want to create safe space, want to create a sacred container. And how we do that is that we center ourselves through meditation. We center ourselves through meditation. One of my main pillars for this ministry, Eden Life, is meditation. Simply put, that prayer is you talking and meditation is you listening. Meditation puts you in a space to where you can go, you can detach from the noise, you can center yourself and truly hear from God. So I want you to do this. Close your eyes. Make sure that you are sitting up straight. Relax. Close your eyes. I want you to take in a deep breath in your mouth. Inhale. I mean, through your nose. Inhale through your nose. Right. Hold it. Breathe out slowly. Okay. Breathe out through your mouth slowly. One more deep breath in. Deep breath in. Hold it again. Out through your mouth. And while this next breath, I want you to understand. I want you to decalcify your third eye. I want you to concentrate in the middle of your forehead. And I want you to picture this bright light. This bright light. Okay. This luminous light. I want you to picture that. I want you to imagine, use your imagination, okay? And as we do this, you begin to really open up your third eye so you can communicate, you can connect with your divine that will connect with ultimate divine, okay? So take it, deep breath in, let it out slowly. Know that you are now in sacred space. Know that this is a safe container. Okay, this is a safe container. So, excuse me a moment. So again, this is broadcast number 13. Today, what we are going to touch upon is faith in action. Okay, faith in action, the divine partnership. It is a divine partnership. Faith and action is a divine partnership. Okay, so you know, again, thank you for coming. This is a dynamic relationship. This dynamic relationship between faith and action in manifesting our divine purpose. That's truly what this is. This spiritual journey is about, locating, finding out, connecting with our purpose. Okay. So, over these past weeks, we've explored various aspects of spiritual growth and practical application. And this evening, tonight, we're going to discover how our three pillars, meditation, metaphysics, and manifestation, illuminate the powerful partnership between faith and action in creating kingdom results. Kingdom results, okay? So one of the most common questions on the spiritual path is finding the balance between trusting divine timing and taking inspired action. Inspired action. Some spiritual teachings emphasize surrender and patience to such a degree that people become passive, waiting for God to manifest their desires without participation. Mm-mm. Others promote such aggressive action that people burn out trying to force outcomes through sheer willpower. And that's a no no as well. The biblical wisdom offers a more balanced approach. James 2:17 teaches us that faith without works is dead. While Psalm 127:1 reminds us, unless the Lord builds the house, the builder's labor is in vain. See, these scriptures reveal that true manifestation requires both faith and action in divine partnership. Okay, in divine partnership. This dynamic balance isn't just it isn't always easy to navigate. How do we know when to wait and when to act? Good question. How do we distinguish between inspired action and anxious striving? How do we maintain faith during seasons where results seem distant? Distant. These are all fantastic questions. I mean, really, these are questions I'm pretty sure that a lot of us, struggle with. But today, we'll explore how our three pillars create a framework for understanding and implementing the divine partnership between faith and action for powerful kingdom results. So let's explore three key principles for balancing faith and action. Number one, align consciousness through, you guessed it, meditation. Okay. The first pillar, meditation, creates the foundation for effective action by aligning our consciousness with divine purpose and timing. Proverbs 3:5-6 instructs us, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. In all of your ways, submit to him, and he will make your paths straight. This scripture reveals that effective action flows from surrender rather than ego direction. Many people struggle because they take action from anxiety, impatience, or ego desires rather than from divine alignment. Meditation helps us distinguish between divinely inspired action and reactive doing. So here's a practice I call, right, divine partnership meditation. As always, begin in a comfortable position, closing your eyes, take 3 deep breaths, releasing tension and mental noise. Visualize yourself standing before an open door, representing your next step. Rather than rushing through or hesitating in fear, feel yourself joining hands with divine presence. Together, approach the doorway in perfect timing, neither rushing nor delaying. Affirm silently, I am in divine partnership. I take inspired action with perfect timing. Remember, affirm affirmation. I am in divine partnership. I take divine inspired action with perfect timing. Notice any resistance to either waiting or moving forward. Complete by affirming, I trust divine timing. I act with divine guidance. I trust divine timing. I act with divine guidance. I trust divine timing. I act with divine guidance. This practice helps establish the consciousness of partnership, neither passive, waiting, nor anxious forcing, but aligned movement with divine guidance. Step two, understanding faith action laws through metaphysics. The second pillar, metaphysical understanding, reveals the spiritual laws governing the relationship between faith and action. When we understand these principles, we can cooperate with them rather than struggling against them. One fundamental principle is what I call the law of first movement. The law of first movement. This is reflected in Matthew 7 through 8. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, the one who seeks finds, and the one who knocks, the door will be open. This law teaches us that manifestation often requires our initial movement. While God could theoretically do everything without our participation, divine wisdom has established a co-creative system where our action activates divine support. Remember that we are co-creators in this thing. We are not passive. We're not, uh, uh, we don't sit on the sideline as spectators. We are co-creators. We pick up the mantle and we join God in the creative work. In fact, through our creative power, through our concepts, through our imagination, we continue the creative work of God. Okay? Now, one of the things is that here's some signs that you're aligning with this law. Okay? Here's some signs. They include taking initial steps even without seeing the entire path. It's faith. Moving forward despite fear when feeling divinely guided. Recognizing the divine invitation to participate rather than passively waiting. And experiencing synchronistic support after taking the initial step. Another powerful principle is the law of faithful persistence. The law of faithful persistence, reflected in Galatians 6:9. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. This law reveals that many divine manifestations require sustained action over time rather than one-time efforts. It is about consistency. If you want anything in life, you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent in prayer, consistent in meditation, consistent in believing, consistent in acting, consistent in working, consistent in uh, creating. You don't give up. So the farmer plants in faith, tends consistently, and harvests in divine timing, neither abandoning the field in doubt nor digging up seeds to check progress. Okay? Trust the process. Some practical applications of this law include continuing aligned action without attachment to immediate results. You have to this we live in microwave times. Uh, we get things in sound bites, right? Social media now understands that the apps algorithm, they understand that things are in sound bites. Okay, our attention span has grown less and less. Okay, so we have to learn how to detach from the immediate results. Okay, what else? Distinguishing between divine patience and human procrastination. You have to make that distinction. Is this divine patience where we're waiting for God's, time, God's great timing, or is just me procrastinating out of fear, out of laziness, whatever, but me, us procrastinating rather than waiting, right, and being patient for God's timing. Another thing, recognizing the cumulative power of small, consistent actions. Small, consistent actions. I recently read a book by a guy named James Clear. It's called Atomic Habits. Atomic Habits. Not talk about that big atomic explosion, but things at the atomic level, right? Small, consistent acts. You want to change a habit, you change it over time, right? So one of the things we want to recognize the cumulative power of small, consistent actions. Another thing, maintaining faith during apparent delays or setbacks. And that's what I know that's difficult for a lot of people. Because it's delayed doesn't mean it's denied. Because it's delayed doesn't mean it's denied. Okay. So number three, manifesting through balanced co-creation. Manifesting through balanced co-creation. The third pillar, manifestation, teaches us practical approaches to balancing faith and action for powerful results. 2 Corinthians 9:10 offers this perspective. Now he who supplies seed to the sower and bread for food will also supply and increase your store of seed and will enlarge the harvest of your righteousness. This scripture reveals a manifestation principle. God gives the seed, which is the opportunity, but we must sow it. That's the action. Balanced manifestation includes divine seeding, recognizing divine opportunities and inspiration, human planting, taking concrete steps to implement divine direction, faithful tending, continuing aligned action with patience, and grateful harvesting, acknowledging divine partnership in the results. Some practical manifestation steps include beginning each day by aligning with divine purpose before taking action. Taking seed actions, right, in the direction of inspired goals. Seed action, right? Small actions over time. Maintaining physical, mental, and spiritual capacity for sustained action. Continue action, right? Being consistent. and regularly reflecting on and adjusting your balance of faith and action. So, what makes this approach powerful is that it honors both divine sovereignty and human responsibility. Rather than emphasizing one at the expense of the other, it recognizes that this sacred dance between faith and action that creates kingdom results. That sacred dance, right? This doesn't mean manifestation always follows our timeline or appears exactly as we envision. Nope. Divine wisdom sometimes redirects our efforts or extends our waiting season for purposes beyond our current understanding. But when we maintain this consciousness of partnership, we can trust that both our actions and our patience serve divine purpose. Okay? So, how can we begin applying these principles to balance faith and action in our life? Here's a simple process. Step one, faith action assessment. A faith action assessment. Take time this week to reflect on your current balance. In what areas of life might you be waiting passively when action is needed? Where might you be forcing outcomes when patience is required? What inspired actions have you felt nudged to take but hesitated on? What current efforts might benefit from more trust and less striving? Step two, aligned action practice. Develop a daily practice to support balanced manifestation. Begin each day with divine partnership meditation. Take at least one inspired action daily, no matter how small. Create evening reflection time to notice divine support and guidance. And adjust your approach based on peace versus anxiety. Step three, partnership implementation. Apply the faith action balance to a specific goal. Identify one important manifestation you're working towards. Create a clear next step action you can take this week. Establish a regular rhythm of action without attachment to outcomes, right? We have to detach from outcomes. We just have to be in motion. We have to be within divine, taking divine action and having patience. Practice surrendering the how and the when while remaining committed to the what. Repeat that. Practice surrendering the how, don't worry about that, and the when, right? Don't worry about that, while remaining committed to the what. The what is taking the action, right? The what is the divine partnership. The what is the patience, right? For God's movement. Remember that divine partnership is a dance learned through patience. Be patient with yourself as you find your unique rhythm of faith and action. So, I would love to hear about your experiencing balancing faith and action. What helps you distinguish between divine timing and procrastination? How do you know the difference? How have you seen the partnership principle work in your life? So I want you to share with me. Remember, you can always hit me at a DM on either whichever page that you follow me on. You can email me at revstefan@gmail.com. I would love to hear. So, again, thank you for joining me this evening as we explored the divine partnership between faith and action. I hope you're leaving with a deeper understanding of how meditation, metaphysical principles, and balanced manifestation create powerful kingdom results. So this week, I encourage you to practice the divine partnership meditation daily. If you didn't take notes, you can always go back and follow the replay. And I want you to take at least one inspired action toward an important goal while surrendering attachment to how and when it manifests. And remember, next Thursday, right? Join me here as we touch on another important lesson, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Okay. So if you found today value in today's session, please share this video with someone who might benefit, or have them follow me, have them friend me, send me a friend request. Okay. So until next time, remember that you are neither a passive participant nor a solo creator, but a divine partner in manifesting kingdom purpose. So remember again, always, always, always empower your purpose, embrace the process, right? And witness the extraordinary unfold. Peace, love, and light, beloved. Peace, love, and light.